All right, guys. Assalamualaikum and a very good evening. Today we continue with our lecture on fruits and vegetables. All right. So we already learned about the biochemistry part. Biochemistry means that the one that you can't see in physically, but it's happened at the biological level or chemistry level. So we've discussed already. The first one is respiration. So respiration, because the fruits and vegetable, they are living organism. They are respire as compared to the meat. If you study the meat, the cereal is different thing. The oil, the seafood, seafood. Sometimes if you frozen the seafood, then it's already in the stable form. But in the fresh seafood should be something that really sensitive. But vegetables and fruits is different because they are fresh produce. Very rare you see the produce has is frozen, except for the certain situation lah. For example, you can see the frozen durian, frozen garlic. Uh, in Malaysia, it's not many, but in other country, the frozen fruits and vegetable, lettuce, and so on is quite common because they preparing the fruits, even the garlic, they chop the garlic and they frozen the garlic, onion, and so on. So you can see a lot in the modern, in the developing country. In developed country, they use a frozen fruits and vegetable. So respiration is one of the characteristic of fruit and vegetable. You can see here. You can see the you can see the waveform because of the respiration rate. Okay, so the waveform is because of the climatic form of the fruits and vegetable. That's why the fruit can be classified as clementary and non-clementary. So the word clementary derived from the activity of fruits of the respiration rate of the fruits and vegetable tadi lah. So, okay, so the higher respiration rate, the higher the clementary peak, the longer or the shorter the shelf life. If the fruit has highly respires, the shelf life will be short or high? We how can answer it correctly? Huh?
Right.
Why is that?
Uh,
Why is that?
if the fruit highly respire, is it the shelf life is short or long?
Yeah, short.
Yeah, they will be short.
Short. Why?
Because
When
it
they respire, they use up. They will use up the cell content much more faster,
Mm-hmm.
and then they senesce faster also.
So means that they use all the reserve energy lah.
Yeah.
And then and then the reserve energy deplete. Okay, so gone. And then if you have less resources, and then what will happen? You're going to die. So that's happened in the fruits and vegetable if they running out of the resources. So the post-harvest technology function to maintain the resources as long as possible. Means that you have to slow down the respiration rate by using temperature control, by using treatment, uh, so that you can preserve the fruit and vegetable longer. Okay. Another second characteristic of fruit and vegetable is ethylene. So ethylene only present in plant-based material. You can see the ethylene in seafood. You can see the ethylene in meat, but ethylene present in plant-based material. For example, in ripening of palm oil fruits bunch also require ethylene. Uh, uh, the what we call the cereal part, the germination process, sometimes it may involve in ethylene. So if plant-based, then it's required ethylene. That's why ethylene has been classified as the plant hormone, okay, because it's involved in many things. So during the production or during the normal living process, ethylene also be released from the fruits and vegetable. The rate is depend on the type of commodities. Either it's very low, moderate, high, or very high. So even though ethylene doesn't affect the respiration rate, but they have a strong correlation. The pattern between ethylene and also respiration rate. You can see in this one. Um, so this is soluble solid increase. Okay, this is the firmness decrease, and then you can see the ethylene production increase. Very peak, but in this diagram they don't put the CO2 rate, but I believe the CO2 rate will be same as well with this one. Okay, when you look at the structure of ethylene, very simple structure, C2H4 with a double bond exists naturally from the plants. So the plants produce this ethylene in nature. Is required in the plant life cycle from seed to seed. For example, seed germination, development of hair root and major roots, root nodulation, especially you talk about nitrogen fixation, flower senescence or leaf senescence, absorptions, and fruit ripening. So this process requires a lot of ethylene. Even when the fruits or vegetables in the not good environment, for example, in the drought or in the flood system, or they will attacked by enemy, for example, attacked by pests, attacked by or anything that eat the fruit and the vegetable, they're going to release the ethylene as a signal. Okay, so that's why the easiest method to check either the fruits or the vegetable produce a lot of ethylene or not, one of the symptoms they call as triple response. So the triple response means that the fruit and vegetable release more ethylene. How they check? They see the plant seedling like this one. You're going to have the apical hook. Radial, the body will be swelling, and they have very short hair or short root system. Okay, the body is short and fat, and then the shoot also very short compared to the normal seedling. So the pathway of ethylene biosynthesis involved in the S-adenosine biosynthesis pathway. It requires methionine amino acid. This amino acid, methionine, will be converted into SAM, S-adenosine methionine, by adding the the this they call as the site of the methionine. Then this SAM is converted to ACC, 1-amino cyclopropane carboxylic acid, by ACC synthase. So you know the name synthase means that it produces the ACC. Okay, and this ACC then converted into ethylene by ACC oxidase. So oxidase, you know that the reaction require oxygen. So from this pathway, you can design a step how to reduce the ethylene production. For example, you can reduce the number of oxygen. So you can stop the ECO, or you can reduce a bit ECO activity, or you can eliminate the ACC. Instead of ACC converted into ethylene, you turn ACC to another thing. For example, deamination of ACC, as a result, ACC cannot function well, or you can reduce the number of SAM. So by inhibition this enzyme, adenomate synthase, or you can reduce the amount of methionine. Even for adenomate synthase, ACO, ACS, and so on, if you find the optimal condition for this enzyme, try to store the fruits and vegetable in the non-optimal condition. For example, if this enzyme has optimal condition at the room temperature, 37 degrees Celsius, so try to store the fruit and vegetable in lower temperature. For example, you can store it at 20, 10, 4, or maybe you can frozen, right? Of the fruit or vegetable. But the selection of temperature is depend on the another factor. It's not only based on the optimal condition for this enzyme. For example, you talk about chili injuries that may happen in the fruit and vegetable. Chili injuries doesn't happen a lot in the cereal, lot in the meat, seafood, and so on. Because this seafood, cereal, meat, they like to be stored in the cool or in frozen condition, so they're going to lasting the quality longer. But fruit and vegetable is different. If you store the fruit in frozen condition, the fruit going to expose to the chili injuries. Okay, so this is another pathway. You can see this is methionine. This is Dimethyl will be turned to the S-adenosine. Okay, so from the S-adenosine will be converted to the ACC. ACC converted into the ethylenes by ACC oxidase. So what can trigger the activity of enzyme? It could be many things. For example, ripening process, uh, pathogen infection, wounding. You cut down the fruits apart, and then you put in the fruit in the one container, contain other fruits, so the ethylene will be released from the injured fruit, and then that ethylene can increase the respiration rate or increase the ripening of the neighboring fruit. Okay, so why is it important for you to know ethylene? We're going to look at the system. This is example, another. That's why I told you the trend of ethylene biosynthesis, it will be like similar with the CO2 because they're going to follow the same trend. So this is, for example, for the tomato, right? So you can see the ethylene increase, and then CO2 also increase. This is for the kiwi fruit. Day after ripening, day after harvest, so you can see the pattern of ethylene increase and CO2 increase. Even though the magnitude is not the same, it's quite possible to see the same magnitude. Magnitude means that the value, for example, this is 100, this is 60, this one is 5, this is 3, but the patterns are same. So if you do a correlation study, you can see that it's really high correlation between ethylene biosynthesis and respiration rate. Okay. All right. So let's study about the ethylene biosynthesis system. They have two systems. Okay. Okay. The first system is they call it system 1, and the second system is system 2. So why they call it system 1 and the next one they call it system 2? Because it depends on the when the ethylene is produced. If you still remember, the function of ethylene is required for many things. Cell development require ethylene. Cell signaling also require ethylene. So cell growth, okay, also require ethylene. So that system they call as system 1, means that the ethylene will be produced at the basal level, so not too high. For example, you can see here, you can see they have ACS1A and 6, ACO134. So this is different enzyme, even though the name is ACO, but this is number 1, number 3, number 4. But when you see in during the ripening process, okay, a different enzyme, different homolog of the protein will be activated. ACS1A to 4, you don't have 6 anymore. It's okay, but 2 for increase, this is same, ACO134 same. So what you can tell that ACS2 and 4 is the enzyme involved in the system 2, which is in the ripening process. Okay, system 1, ACS1A and 6. Okay. All right, any question about ethylene?